I've got a feature on there. Look.
We are live. It is 2:06 Central Standard Time in the United States, 8:06 GMT in the United Kingdom. This is the Nomad Tech Project with Sam and Joe.
Hey.
He moved back, and so the camera went, and he was talking through the intro, so we're not going to scrub that because this is not professional. We don't edit nothing around here. So that's where it is. So if you're listening to that and you heard Joe speaking before I actually did the intro, yeah, your ears aren't broken. That's actually happening.
Yeah.
And since we're not a professional show around here, we're going to leave that in. And
guess what, guys? We actually talk when we're not on the show, you see.
Right. And that's actually Joe and I's preparation for the show is literally the 10 seconds or 30 seconds or 2 minutes before we start. And we talk throughout the week and stuff, but face to face, we just chat. Anyway, so how the hell are you? If you're listening to the show, congratulations. And watching the live stream, even better. That's awesome. We want to make sure that this podcast is readily available. And so we post this audio stream part of it. And actually, that's what the Nomad Tech Project really is. It is an audio podcast that we just happen to live stream and have people participate, like Jimmy Fire Dragon. Welcome back. We're back. Welcome back. Hey, how you doing?
We're all hydrated. Jimmy?
Yeah. Everybody who celebrates the Christmas, if you're doing the Kwanzas or the Hanukkahs or the Festivuses or whatever you, or nothing, if you just December 25th, just another Thursday on your calendar, that's cool too. Whatever. We're not judging here.
We're not judging.
Hopefully,
who are we to judge?
Saoirse hopefully had a good Christmas. Hopefully Papa Saint Nick or Santa Claus or mom and dad or whomever or whatever showed up and deposited gifts, and she had a good time.
She did. She didn't have a discard pile this year. Did I tell you about that last year?
No, I don't. I think you might have, and I might have forgotten about it. What's the discard?
She had like a discard pile of stuff that she weren't as impressed with, and I mean it was stuff like pajamas and socks and stuff that she did like, and she went back to and really appreciated. She just didn't in the moment of unwrapping it. But there was none of that this year. Everything she appreciated on the spot. She was like, "Oh, a pencil, lovely!" Like she enjoyed it all, which was great. We didn't get her a pencil for Christmas, by the way. That was just a bad example.
Oh, I was going to say, because if you did, that would be interesting, because I would think that would go in the discard pile. But hey, that's okay. We have not a guest today. We did not have anybody scheduled because we didn't reach out to anybody.
No.
Kind of how that works. Yeah. It's whatever. At the end of the day, obviously, folks who want to join can obviously join. They can reach out and sound off if they really want to and let us know. And Scoop's in the chat. Hey, I like Scoop. I haven't seen it. Hopefully he's doing well. Hopefully his holiday as well, and hopefully work is going well and all the camera stuffs. And I'm glad to see Scoop on today. Appreciate that. So
I saw Scoop the other day on JoJo's end of year tech video. Really, really good. Check it out if you haven't seen it, everyone. Scoop's on that one.
Yeah, absolutely. I did not get a chance to check it out. This week has been kind of busy, and so I haven't had a chance to really do a lot of the work is hell, I hate the holidays. Fair. Okay. There you go. Well, you know what? That's a swing and a miss. What are you going to do? Right. So hopefully, yeah. Anyway, I've been watching some videos. I guess Flossie Carter got a hold of the trifold or bifold. I'm still going to call it the bifold.
Yeah.
Sorry, it doesn't fold 3 times. It folds twice. I'm not going to let that go. I understand it's 3 panels. I get it. I understand. I call it a trifold. It doesn't fold 3 times.
No.
That's whatever. I don't care. He had some interesting comments. I didn't watch. Obviously this wasn't the Snyder Cut. This is the whole video, and other people, which is funny because I know other people have talked about it. I know other people are really, really great content creators. However, for some reason, for me, when I saw that video went up, I always watch those, and even I watch. And this goes to show you how much I appreciate his content. I will watch a video for an hour on a phone that I absolutely have zero either interest in or chance to buy, and I'll still watch it anyway.
I've done that many times. Yeah.
Just because it's enjoyable to watch, and I do appreciate his takes. I do like the way he reviews. at the end of the day, it's so funny how, he's just doing that. He doesn't have a team full of people. He probably could afford to have a team full of people, or at least a couple other people. I know other people do, if you watch on a Matlock's channel, it's just him talking to the camera. He doesn't have a bunch of fancy lights. He doesn't have a bunch of fancy stuff. He just talks, and I find that to be enjoyable. As much as, I was thinking about this in the car the other day, as an aside. I'm thinking about somebody like MKBHD and thinking, is he really creating the videos anymore? Or is he just the face of a machine that creates the video? Like, he's not, I know he's doing the videos. He's clearly on it, but he's got a team full of people. He's got and he can afford to. He's earned it. He's worked hard towards it, but that's where he is now. And so is that really him creating videos?
I'd say he has some creative input, but he's got such a great team around him. I reckon he is more the face now, and a lot of it is sorted for him. I'd like to think he has some creative input still, though, because I don't know. I might be wrong. Who knows?
I'm curious what the dynamic is. Is do the people that work for him only do all the technical support and make all the funny things or all the fancy things, and he says, "I want this. This is my script. I'm doing this." They just do the thing and prepare it and then generate it, or do enough of the people that work for him have enough creative flexibility to reach out and say, "Hey, I noticed you want to do this." I'm curious how that works, and he doesn't really talk about it, and I don't expect him to. It's
he might do on his podcast. I don't listen to it. Do you?
Not really, because I've got a ton of podcasts to listen to, and also listen to audiobooks. I
know he listens to us, so
I know he's waiting for every show. He downloads it religiously. Out of those 118 or so downloads we get, I guarantee he's one of them. I just was thinking about how content creators go from what you're doing versus, I guess, what I would call a mid tier. So like maybe 5,000 to 50,000 people. I don't know what that is. Or then you get to people like, because clearly Adam's got a couple 100,000 followers, and I think he does YouTube full time. Although he probably does other stuff, because I know he's a lawyer by trade, and so he might do some contract work or whatever. Obviously, but for people like Shane Craig, who's at like 75 ish, obviously he's doing his own videos. At what point do you have to get to is it a million? Is it really a number, or is it just the creator? Because then you've got Uncle Spurt, who I think he just still creates his own videos, right? He does his own work. Yeah. He's, maybe somebody else, maybe he talks to people, but at what point do those people kind of transcend? And I'm curious. I see that he does that. And I'm just curious, like Aaron and Superstaff and all those. I'm just curious how that works.
You can't always confuse sub count to revenue stream as well. So like what deals they have in place. It's like some people are really business savvy and get a load of paid work and and they get more money than others for content. But yeah, it's hard to say really. But touching on Techspert, like obviously I think he likes the way he does things, so he's always done it that way. So I reckon at most he'll have someone who might edit, maybe. Although I think he edits his own, as far as I know.
Yeah, I don't know, and that's the kind of questions I think if I did have somebody on the channel who is at that echelon, which obviously they're free to come on anytime they want, reach out if they'd like to come on. That's the kind of stuff that I would be more curious about, because I was thinking about that in the car just driving to work the other day. I was kind of like, I don't know. I just, obviously Marquez has this team of people, but how many people is it? I don't know. I'm just curious what the mechanics of all that and all the workflow would look like. Don't care about their salaries. Don't care about compensation. Don't care about any of that kind of detail. I'm not interested.
No.
But at some point, where does Marquez, with his team, where does he draw the line? Does he say, hey, this is all me, and they really don't say anything, and they just basically push the buttons and throw the levers and cook them, brew, and poof, and deliver it on time? Or does he allow I would think he may allow his team to give some feedback about creativity, and he might even have a creative director. Yeah.
In his team, he's got David Emil, for example, and I think he's fantastic. I've liked videos he's made on his own channel. in the past,
Mhm.
and he's more than capable of fronting his own channel. He's very creative, very smart, knows the industry in and out. But yeah, he works for MKBHD, so
Right.
yeah, I'm
And
sure
I
he
think
must get some creative freedom and creative input into the videos. Otherwise, he wouldn't want to take the gig. I wouldn't have thought.
right. And so and that makes me wonder, is it more MKBHD's videos anymore, or is it a collaborative effect? And I guess it's just
Well,
those
it's a
kind of
brand,
things.
isn't it? It's a brand now.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, and so that doesn't give away it doesn't chisel away its authenticity. It doesn't chisel away any kind of like creativity. It doesn't create. I respect Marquez Brownlee highly, and everything I've heard about the man, he's very quiet. He's very low key, very humble, and also, you wouldn't know it if you talk to him that he has 20 million subscribers and he's that guy. He seems to be a pretty genuinely good person from what I've heard. I obviously never spoke or met the man. And I also know David Kogan, the Unlocker. I know he works. I don't know if he works for him or with him or in junction. And he also has got the coffee shop, which I'm actually more interested. If I ever had the Unlocker on the show, I would ask more about the coffee shop than I would about the tech videos. But I do like the fact. I mean, it's just, I think about those things not because I aspire to them, because I don't know how many times I can say this and be clear about it. There is fuck all chance I'm ever going to do videos like that. I just don't care about it. It requires way too much time. And I'm just not interested in the time sink it's going to require. And I just don't have anything that I feel that I do that differentiates myself. It's just not my bag. What I like about the podcast is I can make this podcast and have 2 subscribers, and I can do this every Sunday or Saturday or whenever, and nobody can stop me. Like, other than the fact that I go out and completely go off the rails, right? But I don't have to worry about delivering the content. Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying. That's what I like about it. Whereas it feels like with content creation, there's a lot of stress behind it, and work and effort and time it requires. And I don't have the same thing. I don't have a young family at home.
Just quickly on the stress thing. I mean, I think the ones that are doing it full time, there's more stress on there. I don't try to put any stress on it myself. It does take a long time to edit though, and it does. The only stress I have sometimes when I've got a device under embargo and I'm trying to meet a date, but that's not often for my content because I'm very low league. But yeah, I do it because I enjoy it, and most people go into it like that. I think that they shouldn't put stress on it.
Well, I think that's true, but you still have stress about, hey, I've got to get a video out. I've got to at least put my SIM in this phone. Hey, I haven't done anything about it. I mean, I wouldn't call it stress. I would call it more about like, hey, I realize that I'm not prolific. And then if you look at people, and it goes to show for people like Adam Matlock and Shane, when we had them on the show, I think when we had Shane on, I think he had sub 20,000, maybe 15, 18,000. And I've been a subscriber to his channel for years now. And I love Shane. I think he does a great job. But also he filled a niche, right? He talked about foldables and Duo and he kind of eschews more to foldables niche, and those kind of devices. Yeah. And then
you'll learn the word niche one day.
Yeah, I mean, it is a niche, but I don't want to say niche because I think he could probably do more than that. I think he just chooses to. But also, but part of the reason why is because they're constantly churning out videos. They're like 1 a day, 2 a day, and obviously they're sitting in front of the camera talking.
He's doing that because he enjoys it. I don't think he's doing it because he feels he has to. I think he's doing it because he enjoys it.
I think it's changed, and I don't know when that changed. But he did say that he's a full time.
He's made a good point there, Sam. Look, YouTube, which, 100% agree.
This is your job, not YouTube. Has always been a side project for me, right? And again, that's what I'm saying. But he's not. He was mainly a writer, which is fantastic. And so I think at the end of the day, I think about these kind of things, like not in the concept of trying to emulate or try to get it. I'm genuinely actually curious about like how, because I think at some point, if YouTube becomes your only and main job, I think that at some point, the stress may be not there, but
I guess burnout would be more stressed if you've got ambitions to make it your full-time job. Then I guess the stress would be there. I'm not delusioned in any way to think that my channel's ever going to be able to become a thing that is my full-time job. It's a side thing for me, and I enjoy it. And do I want growth? Of course I do. Do I want people to watch the videos? Yeah, of course. Otherwise, what's the point in making them? But there's no stress on it for me.
Yeah.
And my advice would be to anyone who's doing it, and they're getting stressed, stop doing it, man. Don't do it to yourself.
Yeah, I think stress is good, because then you, as far as a manageable amount, because then you want to make sure you hit a deadline or get a video. I'm talking about the fact that it's crushing, overwhelming, and causing you despair kind of stress.
Yeah, that's not good.
That's not good. And just like I said, for folks that are getting into that and they're actually at that level where now they have ad revenue and or sponsorship and or all the things that feed into how much money you generate for your job. At what point, like when it's fun, like I could literally turn this off and say, I'm done. Like, I don't care anymore. It doesn't matter. And nothing changes financially for me. Zero thing. Actually, I probably save a few dollars because I actually pay more to do this every month, which is fine. It's a labor of love. It's fine. But we don't make as much to cover the cost on a monthly basis. And I don't care about that. It's not about that. But for me, if somebody that were a full-time YouTuber, or now that's becomes their maybe not only revenue stream, but their majority revenue stream, and they have a family and they have to pay bills and everything else, I think that it's still fun, but in the back of your mind, like, I like my job. It's fun. I enjoy the people I work with. I like the job I do. That's part of the reason why I don't want to be a YouTuber, because I kind of like what I do. I'm actually very lucky in what I do, because 10 years ago, if you would have told me I was doing what I'm doing now, I would have told you you're insane, because it's crazy. I really like the organization I work for, and I really do think it has a mission, and it's all good. I don't know. I like to think about those, and that's the kind of stuff that I'd be more want to talk to people that would come on the show, as opposed to, look, I know how they feel about the Samsung bifold, bifold, right? Yeah, I would want to know, like, those kind of things. And again, I hate to do that, because I want to make sure it's more about the emotion and the mechanics and the workflow and the things that they do to make it successful, not about the money. Could care less. It's not my business. I'm not interested in it at all. I'm just curious. I think about those things when I watch creators and I see like Marquez's video, go like, how much on this video? Obviously, he said all the words and he's in front of the camera, but how much is it really him anymore, as opposed to a collaborative team like David and Mel and those kind of folks? I'm curious. And does it change? Is this like when he does his car stuff? Is that totally Marquez back to his old roots, where he's just doing his own thing in his house when he's a kid going to high school and college?
To him, touching on cars must be a passion of his. For him to do.
For sure. Yeah. It doesn't hurt that he's got the same kind of reach where he can basically contact any car company and they would pull a car.
That doesn't hurt.
And I'll tell you, if you want to watch the coolest car video I think I've ever seen, watch his video when he talks and he drives a Rimac Nevera. Watch that and watch that car and just watch your mind get completely blown as far as like the car and the speed. And he rides against a Porsche and it just this car just utterly destroys his Porsche. It's absolutely amazing. It's nuts. And that's a passion project. So I get it. I don't know. I think about those kind of things. And so I know that we spent, 17 minutes of the show talking about that silliness.
I think it's a good conversation, Sam. A good conversation.
I just that's what I'm curious. And so I'm glad that you are doing some content.
Just quickly, Sam, I've been meaning to ask this. Can you hear the pipes, the tap running upstairs right now? No. Okay, cool. I'm always concerned that when Lauren goes up and
I think I might hear you might, if I listen to it, maybe I'd hear a drip,
but it's not
water
too
run through it.
Okay, good.
I don't. It's definitely not coming across like it's like, holy cow, dude, what is going on upstairs? Is somebody up there, running bath water onto the floor?
No, Jimmy, don't use a toothpick. Use a staple. So you want something very thin in there. Use a staple, and you need it to be sharper as well. So a staple is good for that. Because pocket lint is very commonly a problem in people's chargers.
Yeah, and this makes total sense, Steve. And I kind of see that's people that I've heard kind of describe how they start out and they kind of grow. And Shane was real good about explaining. Yeah, I think at some point I'm to the point where I can start to maybe this might be a thing, right? I might generate enough revenue where I can maybe make this work and not have to focus on maybe splitting hairs or side hustling. And it starts to transition. A lot of people are but yeah, I think it's just like anything else. I think it rarely happens. I mean, I can think of a bunch of people on YouTube, but really, if you think about it, I can't only think about like 10 people that I either had on the show that I know that are starting to get into that 100, 200, 400,000 sub or higher level, right? And I think a lot of it too was timing. I think people like
really well. Troy Watgear has done very, very well.
Yeah. Yeah. And we've had Troy on. Actually, probably the reason why he's so successful now is because he came on this show and people heard about him.
Yeah, it must be.
And it just exploded.
Yeah.
Has nothing to do with his actual talent, creativity, or work product. Clearly, that's not it. No. I kid, folks. Hopefully you can sense the silliness in that comment and statement. It's cool. Yeah, Troy's really good. I like his content. I watch. There's a lot of YouTubers I watch now. I will say, I don't know about you, but I don't have a lot of time to watch YouTube videos a lot because even when I'm not working, I got other stuff going on.
See, I'm currently working on a video now, and like I said before millions of times, it takes a long time to edit, right, Sam?
Right.
So for me to actually watch YouTube now, there's not much time because I want to give some time to my wife, to my daughter as well. So and I've got a full-time job. So amongst full-time job, family time, editing and filming, I don't have a great deal of other time. But it's not stressful for me. I enjoy it.
Yeah, and I agree. I think probably he writes the majority of the script, and then maybe people give some input. But technically, the B-roll and all the fancy dancy graphics and all the production values, clearly that's a team full of people. And I'm curious. And obviously, the people who work for, I don't hear anybody who's left working for these people and just badmouth him. I've heard other people left other groups. I will not mention who they are, where they basically say it's been a toxic culture. Working with this person is terrible. Yeah, I've never heard anybody either leave Marquez's team, and if they do, they don't say anything, or they don't say anything. So usually that's a pretty good sign.
I think his team's fairly new, isn't it? Really, when I say
I don't know. Yeah, probably. Yeah, I would say, and then I guess he probably has all that legal stuff and incorporated. They have salaries and payroll and all that kind of happy stuff. Like I said, I've heard other people who have worked for other creators that are really, really large, and they have come back and they've been very on the record and upfront about how working for that person and the kind of stuff, the shenanigans and their discontent is very. Now, and you have to take that with a grain of salt because anybody who leaves a company normally in some situations, you have to understand that they may have left the company because they were disgruntled, upset, or forced out. And those people usually have a lot of grievances, and they may be true, but maybe they're not, and they're embellished because they're feeling a certain way about an employer. So just like
I often eye roll when I read them type of accounts of about a company. To be honest,
yeah, we are star makers.
We are.
I wish we could do it for ourselves. That would be fantastic if we can leverage that into actually making ourselves fairly famous. But you know what? It's okay. Again, we do it for love of the game. I'm just curious if at some point we ever got somebody on like that, and who had a team full of people like that. That's the kind of questions I would ask. And also, can we acknowledge the fact that it's completely bonkers that he's like had interviews with like Barack Obama and Bill Gates and has been on Joe Rogan. And can we just acknowledge that's completely insane? It's just nuts. Yeah. I mean, it's nuts in not a bad way, a very good way. It's the fact that some kid who started off making YouTube videos, probably 90% of the people who listen to Joe Rogan have absolutely zero clue who this dude was. Like no idea who this guy is. Like he's a tech creator, and maybe they do now. And I guess one of those things is, it's just kind of nuts to me that he can do that now. I would go on Joe Rogan's podcast in a heartbeat just because I like Joe Rogan. I know a lot of people don't.
They don't been on a better podcast, and Steve's mentioned it there.
I get other PSC, and that was. And the funny thing is, I don't go on a lot of other shows, and the first time I actually was reached out to, that they wanted me on the show, I was like, I couldn't believe it. I thought he was kind of goofing about it because I was like, why would I don't review phones. I have a podcast, but it's not very good. And I just thought it was fantastic. Like, I couldn't believe it when he first reached out. I was like, he's like, would you like to be on the show? I'm like, dude, absolutely, 100%, without a doubt. It's like one of the highlights of my young career for being.
Is it the 12th we've got you on?
No, I thought it was March 5th. I don't know. You have to send me a message.
I'll have a look.
Oh yeah, dude. I think it's fortnightly, right? So it's on Monday. Is that when you guys do the show?
Did you listen to our Christmas special with Steve?
I did. I actually didn't get through all of it. I got through maybe 40 minutes of it the other day, and then I was listening to it on the way to work, and then somebody called. I had a phone call, and then I never got back to it.
Oh, damn that person.
I know. So, and I hate that because sometimes I almost want to turn my phone off, but I don't want to get a missed call. So in March, you guys it's on Monday, right? So that's when it does. So it's the 2nd and the 9th and the 16th. Those are the first 3 days. So I thought he said the 9th. March. I thought it was March 9th, but I couldn't.
I'll look it up for you. I'll check. I'll double check.
Yeah, it's not a big deal. I mean, obviously we've got some runway. It's only 3 months away. But yeah, it was great being on being on Steve and Ted and talking to those guys, and it was just fun. I just enjoyed it. I didn't know what to say, and I was trying to not be the same way I am on this show because I realized that they have a different kind of show, and I was a little nervous, only for the fact that I was a fan of their show for so long, and I had been watching Steve back in the phone show chat, and then when he's on Windows Phone. So I mean, I'm clearly a fan. So it was kind of a labor of love. Let's just put it that way. I really enjoyed it, and I'd like to. Yeah, and I'm looking forward to the show on the revised PSC with you and Ted, because I think it's great. I listen to it and I like, and they go long, but it's great. It's like hour 15, hour 20. Dude, it doesn't feel like a long time. It's really engaging. I tell you, the only reason I got the Christmas schedule show is because somebody called. But I was a good 40 minutes into that show. I was planning on listening to it the entire trip on the way to work because I get about an hour commute, so it works out pretty good. And he did, and I agree 100%. He deserves what he gets. He's a nice, and again, from everything I've heard, he's a proper guy, right? He's very, and if anything, people say he's very quiet and unassuming and quite shy and really kind of reserved. And so which is great. I mean, he seems like a really proper guy. So, good luck to him. And at some point, we'll see how it goes. But I watch those other channels grow. But I'm wondering, do you think anybody can get like somebody like right now who started like kind of younger or maybe early 30s, like some of these other creators are? Do you think anybody can get to that 15 and 20 million? Like, do you think they can get to 10 million?
Well,
at this point anymore?
Mr. Who's the Boss has got massive growth, isn't he? Where's he at right now? Let's have a look.
Except for Mr. Who. Let's exclude a couple of people. No Linus, no Mr. Who's the Boss, no Super Saf, no John Rettinger. I'm not talking about anybody's got millions of subs now. I'm talking somebody who's at right now 50,000. Do you think is anybody possible to get to that strata, to get to 5 million? I think the only one I can think that would probably could pull it off that I can think of right off the top of my head is probably Uncle Spurt. I think he can get there because I think he's at 1.2 million or something. But I'm curious. I wonder if at the golden age, because at this point, can anybody get that far? Because are we to the point where it's just not going to happen anymore? Nobody's going to, because they got in the early days. They started early, worked hard, got lucky, had some niche, timed it great, put some content, reinvested, stayed with it, stayed in the grind, and really put their nose in. Do you think somebody could start from your channel, your size, at maybe 20 or 15? And do you think in 10 or 20 years, could they realistically get to that level of the 10 to 15 million subs? I would say no.
I'd say it's highly unlikely to get anywhere near that.
Yeah. I think we're past all that. I think now it's just because what can you really do? I mean, how far can you differentiate? I think if somebody would have found something that can make a massive differentiation, they would have done it by now.
But I'm not sure there is much you can do to differentiate, really, if I'm honest.
Yeah.
I don't think there.
Yeah, and that's what I was thinking too, Steve. I think that ceiling, I think it's just capped. I think we're at this point where this is just what it is, right? They got in when it was early, in the early days of YouTube, and the growth kind of happened.
So I think if anything, the growth is harder to gain now.
Because there's a lot more people in the game.
Yeah, it's
right?
highly saturated. There's loads of people with ambitions to do it, and I mean, anyone can do it, right? You can pick up a phone even and film yourself and use CapCut or loads of free services even and put your video out there. It's not difficult.
Clearly anybody can do it. Look at us, a bunch of chuckleheads. We can pull it off, right? We actually have a YouTube channel. It's crazy, right? And it's funny because do you mention it to people? Not just or anything, either your YouTube, like your Screen on Time, YT, or the Nomad Tech project. Now you're on PSC. Do you mention that to people? They go, oh, you have you're on YouTube? And they're like, yeah. And then think, really? I go, yeah. It's funny because I really wish. It's funny because I say it. I'm like, I realize it's a big nothing burger. They think it's amazing. Just regular people, they go, "Oh wow, you're gonna do it," and then I watch, and I pull up YouTube and I show them the video. They're like, "Well, that's you." I said, "Yeah, that's kind of how it works. Yeah, it's me. Unfortunately, my big ugly head, right?" And then they just laugh and they just go, "Holy cow! I'd love to do something like that." I said, "You can. It's not that hard. Trust me. If me and Joe figured it out, pretty sure anybody could, because we're just doing it for love of the game.
Audio podcasts, even more people. It's even more saturated potentially because I think people that are afraid to be in front of a camera potentially afraid of being behind a microphone. So I think podcasts are even more saturated.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Hey. I wouldn't say that should put anyone off though. I think if you feel you've got loads to talk about, then go ahead and do it. Enjoy it.
Yeah. I mean, and especially then there's a gentleman I just worked with he's just retired. He works on my team, but he really has an accounting background, and he's done a lot of stuff in like the U.S. government procurement space. And actually I've talked to him about getting him on this show because he's fantastic. First of all, you'll love him. He's Ukrainian, right? He's a Ukrainian guy, but he moved to the United States when he was very young, like maybe 8 or 9 years old with his family, escaping communist Soviet Union and all that kind of stuff. He's got a fascinating like personal and professional trajectory. He's really great, and he's a fun guy to talk to. I love him to death. So I'll give you more details about it. And I'm trying to get him on the show, but he just retired, so he's probably won't be until mid next year when we get him on.
Did you just call him a mushroom?
No.
He said he's a fun guy.
He's a fun guy. We'll be here. Yeah, I didn't catch it. We'll be here a week. Tip your waitress. Anyway, he's got just a wealth of knowledge, and I told him, he also is probably concerned like consulting work because he's involved in accounting and government procurement and contracting, and also he gets involved in like AI and stuff like that. So the future of how invoicing and government contracting, all that kind of works in the U.S. So he's
AI in business,
and he's got just a ton. I could listen to that guy talk about that stuff forever. Now, granted, if you're not in that space and you don't really know much about it, especially if you're from the UK and you don't really understand, because I don't know if they have the same kind, I would assume they do, mechanisms for people who do work for the British government, right? So if you're a contractor who owns a cleaning company and some of the government buildings in the UK, like National Health Service or whatever, require, they have to have janitor services, right? They may contract not government employees. They may have people come in and do the janitorial work or do some construction work. People got to build these buildings, right? They're not all government employees. They may be, roofers, sheet metal contractors, kind of thing. And how does it work in the UK? I'm always curious because it's kind of interesting how it works in the US, and that's the reason why I mentioned that is because it's exactly what I work on every day. And so he'd like to see him come on. He's a really good dude. He's a lot of fun. You'll like him. His name is Bo. Bo's pretty crazy, but he's a good dude. I like him.
Sam, Joe, and Bo.
Sam, Joe, and Bo. And I'll tell you, and my wife and him, my wife thinks he's fantastic. She thinks he's great. They have a good relationship. He's a lot of fun. So he just retired. So congratulations to Bo. Enjoy your retirement. But I'd like to have him come on. So not at all tech.
He's got time on his hands. He can come on.
Right. And the funny thing is it's not necessarily tech related, but he does have interest in like AI and modeling and business and how that works for government contract. So there is some tech there. So it's not just a bunch of financial stuff and accounting stuff. There is actually, he does a really good job of trying to get the AI and bots and RPA and that kind of thing going on. So it's pretty cool. We'll have him come on. It'll be a lot of fun. He's a proper chap.
So that sounds good to me, mate.
Yeah, and when I started, I was only the person on Earth reviewing phones. and video. Yeah, well, apparently everybody caught on. They were like, "Hell, this Steve guy's pretty good." We can review phones. Let's do all that. And then but it's okay. There are tens of thousands, but there's only one Steve Litchfield, and there's only very few people that I would go to and listen to who I felt had enough knowledge, was able to communicate it, and made it interesting and informative and entertaining at the same time. And that's why I've been a fan of Steve and Ted's and everybody's for quite a while, because I think
still doing it. He's still doing
it. And he's still doing it. Yeah, he's still doing the shorts, and he still talks about the duo, and that just makes me happy. And all those kind of things. It was sad watching Windows Phone kind of die, and I kind of felt the same way that kind of Steve felt, at least a little bit, about it. Really, it was so disappointing, just because we wanted that platform to be so successful, and I think it could have been. I just think there's a couple of missteps and mismanagement and just some bad timing that kind of went to all that. But the day that we had to kind of, the fact that we have to now get off of having any content about Windows Phone, and you could kind of see it kind of dwindling down, and you knew it was kind of coming. It was the writing on the wall, and you knew Microsoft was going to pull the plug on that whole program. And then we got Duo, which made us all kind of happy, but in the back of our minds, we kind of knew how Microsoft works, and we kind of knew that they wouldn't do anything with it. It would kind of just go, and so I bought into it, hook, line, and sinker, and still have my two Duos, but it was good watching Steve, but I kind of felt he had that sad kind of melancholy feel about it. Like, man, I really wish, because I've always said it, and I tell everybody I would have a Windows Phone if I could get 80% of the apps and Windows Phone was still a viable platform. I would be using Windows Phone. I would not be using Android or iOS.
No.
So we'll see. So when do you think you're going to get your? Yeah, I know it's a shame. And now I couldn't even give you one because it doesn't even really work anymore. So it's almost pointless to give you that. So you got your video coming up. When do you think it's going to be posted? Like how much work do you like? How long does it take from an idea of a video you want to make to actually uploading it and posting it? Like how many hours generally?
This is a bit stupid, me doing this video, because it just come to me that I wanted to make it. It wasn't in my content plan at all. So me making this was a bad idea. But I've gone into doing it now. Editing wise, I mean, I would have had it out today if I didn't have to work today. Sadly, I had to go work.
Right. A job thing.
Oh, hello, mate.
Yeah, yeah, he's in the chat. All right, and like I say, Microsoft kills mainly. Yeah, I think they're trying to. I don't know. They're racing to try to find out programs and things they can kill.
Yeah, them videos where they do the bar chart on what things they kill. The Google and Microsoft.
What? Google Plus, hold my beer. Watch this. We're gonna smoke a whole platform of phones. Right? Oh, yeah. We're gonna have this universal media. And we're gonna have a universal Windows platform. Watch me destroy this. Like, oh, yeah. It's funny watching these two companies just basically just destroy stuff back and forth. And I think things that
they're so big they can do it.
Well, legitimately, like Google Plus was amazing. I thought, and the Zune, I thought that was really cool media player. Like, I really liked the Zune I had. I had the band now. Luckily, the two bands I had the band 1 and band 2. Now I know a lot of people had the strap break and some hardware failures, but the two I had, matter of fact, I still have my band 2. It's in a drawer. It does power on. It doesn't obviously work
too much now.
I guess it will count steps. I've really tried to like do anything with it because obviously the servers are gone, so you can't connect it to it. But I thought it was I liked the band. I thought the first band was flat. It didn't feel comfortable. But the second one had that curvature. I thought it was actually pretty nice. I mean, the only thing I think you probably would want to do is have like replaceable straps like they have on phones and watches and wearables now. But it's just like they just gave up on it. It's just like, okay. Yeah, but I mean, I understand, but can you like stay in the pocket on some of this stuff for a little while longer? I don't know. Just
please.
Please, yeah. Please. I mean, that's okay. So anyway. So how long, but yeah, on normal videos, how long does it take? Like 5 hours, 10 hours, a week? Like I'm saying, I mean, obviously you got to stop because you got to work and take care of things. But if you could like, could you do it like a weekend? Like you had a whole weekend off or like maybe everybody's gone and you're home and you're like on a 2-day holiday and you have some time off on a weekend. Could you make a video, like think of script, think of a video, have enough ideas, and could you do that in 2 days where you could do it from start to
especially
finish?
if I planned better, wrote a rough script in advance, yes, yeah, I could easily do it. And it
Okay.
all depends. See, with editing, sometimes I get an idea while I'm editing, and I'll go back and then I'll have to change the whole the whole video again. What I use is CapCut, and it messes things up if I go back and change something sometimes. So it's quite long-winded. I do need to use a better software, but I'm just so used to that. Yeah.
Now, would that software cost a lot more money, or do you have to, or is it
No, I've
learning
got some
curve
free
too?
software on my laptop. I just need to learn it. It's learning the whole software again, which is something I haven't got the time to do. I
Right.
pay for CapCut. I'm very familiar with CapCut, and it is very good for shorts, but longer form videos, it's not really the best to use. But that's how
Okay.
you know I'm very mobile, because I do all my editing on a mobile.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I know you have like like a laptop or whatever kind of thing, and I thought maybe
Mm.
you would kind of do it on every. I guess you're so used to. Now, is it because it's because of CapCut and it's better on a mobile, and that's why you stay on it, or is just you're just used to that form factor? Just kind of it's
Just
just
so
familiar.
used to it, and I can be in the room with my family with one AirPod in, even though I don't want to use AirPods. Why did I say AirPod? One bud in, and or sometimes I use the Ray-Bans, so I'm in the room still, and I can be editing away while still being attentive. If
Hmm.
Lauren says something, I can respond.
Right.
Whereas if I do it on my laptop, I can still do that, but I don't know. It just feels more in the room when it's just the phone. I don't know why. Maybe it's just
Right. Well,
the
we're more
size of
present.
it.
Well, I mean, and I guess you could just still theoretically do it with your laptop. I think it just comes down to what you're familiar with and what you're comfortable with.
Yeah, I think it's more the comfort and the fact that I know the inside out pretty much. And it is very feature rich. Although recently I filmed with my new camera, I did 6K open gate because I wanted to film vertical, but I've got a new rig that goes above, and
Mhm.
I need to buy a cage because you can only have it horizontal. So I did open gate so I could cut it, but CapCut couldn't deal with 6K open gate. It was incredibly slow. Um,
Uh,
but I stuck it into Honor's got its own software called Cut that's in the gallery app, and that
okay.
worked. So I edited a video for ages in there, only to find when I tried to export it, the audio didn't come. So
Oh,
I exported that, shoved it back into CapCut, and it did work once I'd exported it because it was then 4K. And then this is really painful, by the way. This was, and then I had to flip in the audio back in the right places, trying to lip sync it as best I could. It was
oh no.
ridiculous. But you learn new things. I now know that CapCut can't handle that, so I'll try not to do 6K open gate on my camera. I might
Right.
buy a cage instead, so that I can position the camera on this rig a different way.
Yeah,
But
and
it's
Steve
it's
does this.
still
He
good
has
fun.
the shorts on the phone too, so maybe I don't know if he's using
Mm.
CapCut. I would assume, or something like that. But yeah, at least he says the same thing. It's just easier to mess with the laptop, and
Yeah,
no,
definitely.
do not need cheap viewers on Stream Boot.
Don't give it
No,
any time. Don't give it time. Don't even say the
who
word.
cares? I don't care. What the
You
hell?
just gave him free
Eh,
advertising, Sam.
that's fine. They're already blowing up my chats. At least they're participating
You
in
did
that. So
exactly what they wanted. You fed into it.
fine. I fed into the algorithms. Who
Yeah.
cares? So we don't need cheap viewers. We need good viewers, and we need just nice people. If you give me, I don't need cheap people.
Yeah.
I'm not buying your viewers. It's not happening. LumaFusion is
No.
banger for editing on a mobile. Okay, yeah, I've heard of
Yeah, I've
I've
heard
heard of
LumaFusion's very
LumaFusion,
good.
and I've heard of CapCut, and that's about all I've heard of because I don't pay
What have I
attention to
got?
all that kind of
I've
stuff.
got something on my laptop. I don't know if I close this window, if I disappear.
Well, if you disappear, I'm not going anywhere. So just try to close it and see if.
Did I disappear?
No, you're still here.
Oh wow, I'm still there. Oh, DaVinci Resolve is the one I've got.
Oh, okay. I've heard of that one
Which I
too.
need.
I don't know anything about those. I'm sure they all
Hmm.
cost money and free
No,
plans
it's
and
free. It's
so.
free. And they do
Okay.
Windows on ARM, which my laptop is. So
Okay.
yeah, and it would be better software probably, but I've got to learn it, which would be a
He
long.
uses the YouTube app by Trip. and photos before. And yeah, okay, well, yeah. So I guess there sound like a couple of different ways to do it, and obviously some cost a little bit of money because they're full on programs. I don't have any idea. Like I don't know. I nothing.
I will say though is the software available on mobile devices and the power of mobile devices, they're more than capable of doing it.
Oh God, as far as compute power, there's no doubt that the compute power is there. It's just more about, you know, the form factor. I'm so used to using either a laptop or computer to do all my kind of work. I would think that I would probably do that if I were starting out, just because I'm more familiar with doing it that way. However, but yeah, these devices and iPads and Windows on ARM and some of these laptops and stuff like that you have, or even mobile devices. Hell, I would even think of the Samsung bifold would probably be a pretty good thing to do, because you get the extra screen and you can dock it out and, you know, put it on a little monitor and you got a full
Instagram's even got some software now which is quite good called Edits. Okay, is, again, another CapCut copy, really.
Gotcha.
Quite feature rich, so even people on Instagram can create some really good stuff.
Oh, I would agree with the statement. I would think most flagship phones are way more powerful than not only people need, but they would arguably be as powerful, if not more, than any laptop or even some desktops if you have like just a basic kind of build as far as RAM and processing power. Absolutely. So
sometimes I find when I'm exporting a longer video, so like over 5 minutes, it can sometimes CapCut can suck a bit sometimes. It can sometimes make the phone overheat a bit. I've actually put the phone in the fridge before, next to a can of Coke that's nice and cool, just to cool the
Jesus
phone down,
Christ.
you know.
So has it ever shut down if you didn't put it in the fridge or whatever, or is it basically okay? It gave up the ghost. Was like, dude, we're done. We're thermaled out.
Yeah, years ago it did. But I think the phones I've used in the last few years have been more than capable. They're fine. No shutdowns.
Oh, yeah, thermal throttle. Yeah, he's putting the thermal. Yeah, it's better than just going, you know, kind of waving it in the air, sticking it in front of. Well, you don't have an AC unit in your house because UK.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah, you know what? It still boggles bonkers my mind that every car in the UK has AC in the car, yet nobody's decided, you know what? We probably should put it in our house. Nah, we're not doing that shit. Why would we do that? That makes no sense. Like, dude, come on now. Let's. I mean, that's going to be my New Year's resolution for Europe as a whole, because apparently it's not just a UK thing. It's generally Europe. Because when my wife went to Germany, I don't think they had AC in the house, did they?
No, they had a portable AC unit.
Yeah, portable AC unit, but generally they don't have like central. They have central heat though, right? So heating you have, correct? You have heat, or do you use like a wood stove? Do they still throw coal and shit in the wood stove in the UK? Is that how they do that? So just throw it in there, right? Just, you know, light a car on fire. Is that what we do outside or whatever? I don't know. I just think it's funny. Anyways, I think AC should be a thing. Just try it out. It's pretty cool. I think once you kind of do it, it might actually work out. Do not need AC. Oh, I don't know, man. I thought doesn't it get hot there? I mean, at least for a couple of weeks, doesn't it get pretty warm?
Yeah, but not too hot that you'd have AC, honestly.
Okay. Okay. All right. Well, maybe. I mean, is it humid, generally speaking? I would assume so with all the rain and the mist and the fact that it's an island, I would think. Is humidity bad, or is there enough breeze that it never gets super? Because like, I don't know, in where I live, it's not necessarily heat. I mean, it's like 92 degrees, which in Celsius might be 7 million. I don't know what the conversion is. I never figured that out. It doesn't matter. Anyway, it's Kelvin, whatever you guys use. It doesn't matter to me. But I would think, but it's really humid in Missouri, right? It gets humid in St. Louis. Like if you're like in Scottsdale, like in Arizona, it's like 107, but it's so less humid. It doesn't feel as bad. You know what I mean? It's just when you walk outside and it's like 92 degrees and the humidity is like 100% or 80%, it's literally feels like you're walking into a heated blanket that's been doused in like water. It's just like, it is so oppressive. Like it just drives me crazy. Oh, okay. We only get about 4 weeks. Okay. All right. Well, then maybe you don't need AC. Okay. That's fine. Well, then they have heat waves. So what do you guys do? Just basically just suffer through it, and you're just like, okay, well, they ventilate pretty well. The houses,
we eat ice cream, and we
33.33 Celsius. Is that repeating? It's like,
Wear less clothes, and we have fans.
we have fans, like proper fans, or just like fair weather fans. People just kind of go,
Yeah.
we're done. Yeah. So, and
Yeah,
here's the
that's
thing.
We're
Yeah.
chilling in the
And so,
garden
okay.
with a nice beverage.
Yeah. Okay. So they just kind of, they pretty much just suck it up and deal with it. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough. I just like, I don't know. I just
We're
think it's
Willard.
interesting.
We're made of different stuff in the UK.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I get you. Oh, I did. I showed Joe this, but I finally got they're called Boston Scally Caps. I got one for Christmas. I showed it to you, the picture of it. Well, it looks good. I look like an extra for Peaky Blinders, though. I don't know if that's. I mean, it looks good. I think it looks nice. I'm not used to wearing hats like that, though. I mean, like ball caps and and baseball caps and stuff like that. And I actually don't wear as many hats as I used to. It looks good. Yeah, it actually looked like I did notice, though. We went out to dinner last night, and there were people that were kind of looking at it like, well, and granted, nobody was really dressed up because it's more of a casual place to go. And I guess it makes you look. I just had a button-up shirt and a pair of jeans on, so I wasn't like, I don't think I was dressed. I didn't have a suit jacket or any other kind of fancy Nancy stuff. It definitely did look like an extra from that show. I don't know, I just was casual, but I mean, people kind of noticed it, so I don't know. Think it looks nice. It's comfortable. I like it.
Yeah, that's nice though, isn't it?
But yeah, it's definitely got an English kind of vibe to it. I kind of like it. It's really nice. It actually matches the car. I got this British car. Although I got a beef about the car. So I told you I got the software update right for November. It was cool.
Okay, yeah.
And it added some features, which is kind of nice. Hey, all right, Steve. Thanks for stopping by, sir, and thank you so much. Catch you in 2026. Have a good New Year. We will see you on the other side of that year, sir. And thank you so much for being a participating fan and sending me emails and all that stuff. You're a proper chap, and thank you so much for swinging on by. So good day and good. Have a nice, happy New Year too. Because this is the last show of the year, right? Oh yeah, it's the 28th. Okay. Yeah. Why not? Dude. Honestly, when we get past like in the month of December, literally after Christmas, like I don't even, honestly, God, I had to look at a calendar yesterday to find it was I had no idea like what I thought was closer to the end of the year. It's just like it blurs through, and then I guess we get on the other side of January, and it kind of calms down. So, Anyway, so I get the update, and it added a couple of nice things, right? So, and I don't know if they have this in the UK, but in the United States, we have that where the engine, like if you pull it has a start stop. So, like if you pull up to a traffic light, the engine shuts off. Mm-hmm. It is terrible for your car. You're not saving any gas. You're saving like 0.5% of 1 mile per gallon. It's so stupid. But that constantly starting and stopping is terrible for your engine. It's just bad. So the problem is in the United States, if you turn it off, every time you start the car back up again, you can't disable it permanently, right? It's a feature, a government thing, right? So I turn it off. Well, now you used to have to go up and swipe up, and there's a button that says auto start stop. You can actually push the button, but you had to kind of do a couple of touches on the screen. Now there's a button that brings up the screen, but if you push down and hold the button for 3 seconds, it shuts it off automatically. So you don't have to go into the menus and do it. It's a hard button, which is kind of nice. A couple other things, but then they also did this thing where they added a female voice for the they have essentially a Hey Google.
Yeah. Oh, you've
right?
gone
It's
and
called,
set everything off now.
Yeah, I know. So it's called it's Hey Mini, right? It's Hey Mini. It's a voice assistant. Actually, it's pretty decent.
Hey Mini,
I think.
Okay.
Hey Mini, and then they have two things. Either the car comes up, a cartoon car, or they have a thing called Spike. It's like this little, I think it's a cat thing. I don't know what it is. It doesn't matter. It's weird. Anyway, then you say, Hey Mini, do the thing. Well, they took. So they two new voices have a male and female, but no longer their American accents. The guy, when I had it had a British accent. It was a dude that said, turning on all your lights, right? It was like a British accent. They removed it, and now it's an American girl and American guy. I'm like, no, fuck that. I want my British dude back because this car was built in Oxford. I want that voice assistant back. It came with the car. I want to keep it. But they removed that. It's just a male and a female, generic male and female voice. It's so sucky. I hate it. Hey, Simon, what's up, man? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Catching up on assignments. Oh, boy. Yeah, that's always not fun. That always sucks a little bit. But, hopefully your recovery is going well. Hopefully you're, back to good. So, But yeah, welcome. I haven't seen you in a while, so it's good seeing you, sir. Thanks for actually, this is our year-end show, I guess, technically. But we're not doing anything cool. Now, as you know, on the other side of this, actually, it's probably starting right now. The Tech Disruptors they're doing their whole year-end. It's today, right? Or it's not Monday.
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
right
I'll
now.
probably watch it, actually.
For some reason, I thought it was the 29th. I have no idea why. It doesn't matter. Yeah, so check that out. And we're actually going to go ahead and we're going to cut it a little early so that way folks don't have to split. Everybody needs to go over there. Recovery's good. Fitness regime. Oh, yeah, man. That's why I do the Tai Chi, dude. I'm telling you, it's great. But fitness regime's good. Stay healthy, stay active, stay moving. And yeah, keep doing that because I'm telling you, man, even just the 5 months of doing Tai Chi, I noticed just balance and everything. Dude, that camera thing freaks me out. It's so like, it's great. I love it, but it's just like, I don't know when it's going to trigger. It just decides when it's going to do it.
It's built into the Samsung laptop. It just does it for you.
Okay. Well, I just have this Logitech camera. It's basically.
Yeah. Well, look at the quality of this is rubbish though, so I do need to get a Logitech or something different.
Yeah, I mean, I just have had this, and it's great. I use it for work and stuff, and I mean, I don't work from home anymore, really. But I mean,
this is with a ring light as well. If I don't have that bad boy on, look at the state of it, really.
Yeah. Ooh, it's kind of pants.
Yeah.
It's not terrible.
Yeah, it does the job.
It does the job. So, yep. And have an amazing year again. And hopefully, like I said, praying for your recovery, mate. So take it easy. But yeah, fitness regime's good. Stick with it as best you can. And I'm telling you, it's recovering from any operations or any procedures is always rough. Can't use the phone as a webcam. You could, and he did for a long time, but he's trying to up his game.
Yeah, I used to. Yeah, I just I plug it all into this laptop and haven't bothered doing that. But I think I could look into. Cause originally, I planned to use my camera as a webcam because it is capable of doing that. But yeah, I just haven't looked into it.
Yeah, so it's okay. And again, it's an audio podcast, so whatever. Doesn't matter really. So,
whatever.
Anyway, so we are going to cut this short because we want you to get over to the Tech Disruptors, watch their show. It's their year end. They took a couple of weeks off. It's going to be a great show. Also, I got something to do at 4:15 or 4:30, so I got to kind of bounce. So we want to get ahead early and enjoy everybody's time. And thank you so much for coming in, watching this over another year of this ridiculous thing we do, which is called the Nomad Tech Project. We do it because we love talking about it. It gives us kind of a cathartic way to discuss tech. And it gives me a way to see Joe once a week on camera. And I do appreciate that because I do look forward to seeing him. And I've enjoyed every bit of the 150 episodes, including this 151st episode that we've done. It's a labor of love. I enjoy it very much. It's been another great 2025. Hopefully we'll continue this in 2026. And now that Joe's on the PSC, now you get Joe twice as much. You can get him once a week and every fortnight and an occasional spattering of an extra show in there. So definitely if you're a fan of Joe and I, you definitely get twice as much Joe, which you probably should because he's a proper chat. Plus, I don't know, he's got a YouTube channel too. He does reviews, so you check that out as well. So you got this show, the phone show chat, and then you actually have his screen on time YT. You can watch his videos, so he'll actually give you tips. He actually has a proper review channel. You should check it out. It's pretty good. He's going to come out with this new one here, hopefully pretty soon.
Well, my next video is about other content creators. So
yeah, so we're showing some love for the folks that definitely are people we look up to, that we watch, that we enjoy, and that we think are proper people. So check that out. We're going to have a good time. Again, we're going to keep doing it, man. 2026. So that's, it's coming up again in a few days. Again, we will not see you until the new year. So folks, remember, enjoy your tech, enjoy the rest of your new year. I think 2026 for tech and devices and foldables and all that kind of stuff. I mean, maybe you have a trifold, bifold, you have an Apple possibly, everything else, and the 26 devices from Samsung. It's going to be a cool year, man. They're going to keep it going, and we're looking forward to kind of covering it, discussing it, talking about it, and having folks on and do that discussion as well.
I'm still excited for tech. I love it.
Yeah, it's great, man. I love this stuff. Thank God they come up with stuff, because if not, we'd have nothing to talk about other than sports and weather.
Oh, no, we'd find something.
Right, we would find something. It just wouldn't be tech related. It'd be terrible.
Yeah.
Right. So enjoy your tech. Enjoy your year. Stay safe. Again, enjoy your holidays. If you do go out and celebrate, make sure you have a proper ride, a proper safe thing going on. Don't go out there and drive intoxicated and do all that kind of crazy stuff. Just be a good person and be responsible to your community and be safe. We like to keep you around. We want to have fans. We don't see you get hurt. At the end of the day, we love doing this, and we're going to keep doing it for the foreseeable future. And we're looking forward to 2026. So thank you very much for attending, participating, commenting, sharing, doing all the things you do, and continue to do that. And Michael, we will like to have you on as well, mate. So we'll reach out to you and see if we can schedule some time. I know you're busy, but if we can get an hour of your time, that would be great as well.
Yeah, that would be a good show. I guarantee it.
Absolutely. So for myself, for Joe Hickey, thank you so much for tuning in and listening and downloading and listening later to the Nomad Tech Project with Sam and Joe. This is episode 151. We will be back next Sunday. I don't know what the hell day that is. The 4th. It's Sunday the 4th. 2026. And you know what you're going to do? You're going to keep writing 2025 on your dates for a couple of weeks because you suck. And I'll do it too because we all do it, right? So just remember, after Thursday, it's 2026 on your dates, even though you guys write them in a weird format. That's fine. We're not going to comment
the correct
on that.
format.
Probably the correct format. We just do it the stupid way because America, right? So again, enjoy your tech. See you next Sunday. Don't be a dick. Also, if you want to check out extremeskins.co.uk, check them out. A bunch of skins, good stuff, all that shit. Check them out. Tell them we sent you, and they'll take care of you and get you some proper gear. Skin your shit. SYS. Nomad Tech Project. Anyways, for myself, for Joe, thank you so much for tuning in. We love you guys. Be safe. Have a good holiday. Have a good new year. And see you in 2026. Take care, everybody. We love you guys.
Happy New Year. Bye.